Any questions overall?
No, you did great.
Yep.
And if something does come up, guys, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. I'm retired. I got nothing better to do. Ron's pretty busy, but between the two of us, we can handle pretty much any problems you have. So let us know. And if we do have to go to Jonathan, like I said before, he's amazing. The guy's incredible. Never seen anybody work that hard. So please feel free, make use of us.
And along the same lines of communication, guys, because again, like I said, we're not out of the woods yet. I don't know if we ever will be, but protocols, things of that sort, please have an open line of communication with your athletic director, okay, to understand what's going on, the expectations for your team when you host, and the expectations, if there's something you need to find out, make sure you know what you need to travel with. Obviously the same protocols are involved in not sharing water bottles, equipment, gear like that, making sure if you need to travel with your own first aid kit, if there's no trainer available at your site, just because of, again, different protocols. It's best to ask questions and get that set. So that way, again, on match day, all you have to do is just coach your team and enter scores. Okay. And just making sure you follow those protocols as well. It is very fluid. We've had schools already for football season cancel games because of outbreaks, quarantine, and protocols like that. So CIF, I'll tell you this, CIF does not dictate what protocols each school has to do. That comes from your school. If you're a private or charter, that comes from your administration. If you're a district school, that comes from your district. Those protocols are dictated by them. We simply give them the guidelines to follow, but it's up to those charter schools, private schools, district schools to implement those protocols for each of their students, coaches, and staff. So the open line should be with your district, with your athletic director, to make sure you understand, what's going on, and act accordingly for the safety of your kids. Okay, so that's the biggest thing there. Like I said, guys, we're all in this together, and like I said, talk with each other. And guys, the same thing. Not everybody. We had, I think, at most 38 in this call, so that'll bring our total up to, I think it's 76 that have attended, roughly about that. So that's about 80% of our coaches. Okay, there's still about, with 90 some teams, that means there's about 20 coaches that haven't attended one of these sessions. I'm going to ask your help in making sure that, coaches understand what they need to do. And as far as, make sure your roster's up to date. Make sure your schedules are in there. That way, these are accurate. And it's much better. It's much easier for us to stay on top of it if all of you share that with your teams in your league or coaches that you play with. If there's an issue, if there's somebody who's like, oh, and I hate to say this, but there's been people like, oh, nobody's using it. Not true. If you have something like that, then that's where I can step in as part of the CIF office. I can make a call to an athletic director saying, hey, can you please talk to your coach? They need to get this updated so that way the rankings are accurate. That's where I can help you. But if you can hit the ground running and making sure everybody that you're working with does their part, then guess what? You're all going to be represented as best as possible. And that way, this ranking system, and I will tell you this, guys, we have a lot of eyes, not just in our section, but across the state. We are the only sport that is ranking their playoffs based on the current season. Just like the pros do, just like football, baseball. Everything else, all of the divisions, all the things are ranked right now are based on your previous 3 to 5 year playoff history. So we are doing something much more, call what you want, progressive.
Accurate.
I didn't say it, and guys, this is recorded.
It's okay, what are they going to do? Fire me?
Yeah, but just saying, my point is, guys, we're doing something very new to high school sports.
Yeah.
And something we hope that is a better reflection of tennis. I think that's why we're here. We're doing what we're doing is because we found a ranking system that accurately represents tennis as a game, as a player, as a sport, as a team. So again, if we want to keep this going, we need everybody to buy in and do it. And we all may not certainly agree on how it finishes out, but we're all agreeing this is the system that we want to use that represents our sport. And hopefully we can continue to do this moving forward. And I'll say this, the early data, guys, when we did our seedings for co-ed, across the board, seeding 1 and 2s made it to the final. One unique case, but that was a unique case. But everything else was 1 and 2. When it came to our individual championships, the top 20 seeds all made it to at least the place where it goes, if not farther.
And that's with 5 events, not with 2. That's with 5 tournaments, not with 2.
Different events.
Yeah, 5 different divisions. So
And some of that seating was affected by AP tests.
yeah, for sure, for sure. And I will also delving deeper into it too, a little bit of more data as far as the score differential and the spring playoffs was lower than in previous years. So in other words, we're matching up teams better in the playoffs. There aren't quite as many blowouts. There were 0 shutouts during the spring using the UTR as opposed to previous years where there were at least 1 or 2. Okay, so it's showing us that the score differential teams are better matched up in this type of ranking system for playoffs. We'll need more data to make sure, and that wasn't just a one-off, but it's pointing in the right direction where all of you want more competitive matches, you want better experiences for your boys and girls. That's hopefully what we're working towards and why we're doing what we're doing now. So,
hey Ron, I have a question. Mercedes Cadiz. I was asked to enter all my matches, home and away, on CIFSDS. We still have to enter our scores there as well?
That's a great question, Mercedes. She's referencing CIF Home or Home Campus.
Right.
That's a portal that CIF uses across the board. For ADs uses kind of their administrative portal. What Mercedes is talking about, and check with your AD, just because a lot of the depth of what they require out of you will vary from district or school to school. They may ask you, just put your schedule on there, and put your roster on there at the bare minimum. Okay, and that's separate. That's CIF. That's home campus where you need to enter that. Some departments do it for you. You just got to submit your rosters. Some will ask the coaches to do it. But check with your AD on what you need to do on that. And I will say this, the CIF state office has put some stuff down asking that schools do use CIF Home and Home Campus for record keeping. So that's where that's coming from. That's a good question, Mercedes. But in terms of what I'm saying as part of CIF San Diego and what we're using for our rankings and playoffs, UTR. Okay, that is what I'm addressing here. You may have extraneous stuff with Home Campus or CIF Home, but again, that's up to you and your district and or your AD and what you need to do. So please check with your AD on that. And eventually down the line, one of the things I'm working on my side is hopefully all these different systems talk to each other. So that way you guys truly enter at once and it disseminates to where it needs to go. That's the goal on my end because I was a coach with you guys and have to enter on CIF Home, Home Campus, UTR, and the school website, the same information 4 times. That's not what I want to do as a coach. And I'm sure you guys don't want to do that either. All right. So
Mercedes, my athletic director is doing everything on the home campus for us, and our athletic secretary enters all the scores and whatever else needs to be done. So
And
just check.
At the ultimate end of that, mine doesn't require any of it. So
It's good.
it's all over the place.
I've answered all of them. It's all, we're good.
perfect. All right. Well, guys, any other questions? Try to keep it under.
Coach Ron, I have a quick question, Coach Ron. To get the recording, I want to have my assistants watch this. Can you email it out or should we find it somewhere?
Yeah, I'm going to put on HBO Max next week.
Cool. I'll make sure they're subscribed.
You're being recorded.
No, it's being recorded. Cool. So I'll make sure I'll get this recorded and edit out that comment and then have this posted on the. So.
Perfect. Thanks, Coach. Okay, guys, I look forward to seeing you.
Perfect. All right. Any other questions, guys?
Thank you.
I have a quick,
Bye.
thanks everyone for coming. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's
Bye.
it. Good luck.
Thanks,
Reach
Ron.
out.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Mike. See you guys.
Good
Thanks,
luck.
you
No worries,
guys.
Mike. Thanks.
Have a good evening.
Thanks, everyone.